Christof and I are almost to the trailhead of Mount Jefferson. And whenever I go to a place I've never been to, I always get a little anxious, kind of curious about what the area looks like. You know, is there going to be snow on the mountain? What does the mountain itself look like? I've seen a ton of pictures, but do the pictures do justice? Will I be able to find all the trails necessary? There's like 10 million questions, and they tie a giant knot in my stomach until I actually get on the trail. It's very similar to that feeling you get when you have to go to the bathroom, and as you get closer and closer to your toilet at home, you have to go even worse. That's kind of how this feeling has been growing as I've been getting closer to Mount Jefferson. Christof is a mediocre intern. I don't know if he's looking for a permanent position, but he has proven himself way more than able to do all this stuff.
Well, it looks like I've managed to squeeze in enough days with Danny that got invited on an overnight here. Danny sent me a list of what to pack. I think I brought at least 3 items for every line item that he gave me. And now the trick is fitting it all in one bag.
Our route over the next 2 days will start here at the Pamelia Lake trailhead. We're going to go up and camp at the foot of Mount Jefferson. And then the next day, we're most likely going to go up the southwest ridge of Jefferson to the summit and then drop off the summit just a little bit and hopefully ski down Milk Creek. Beta was sparse on skiing this mountain, and it seems like it's a little bit more remote than most of the volcanoes that people ski. We won't know anything until we get on it tomorrow. Right now, it's just time to get started. Christof and I just rounded the corner, and boom, Jefferson was right in our face. Super nice trail. I mean, this is like the equivalent of a groomed ski run when it comes to a hiking trail. I'm always a little bit worried about what I've gotten myself into, but in this case, I think I've got myself into a good thing.
I'm not going to just be blindly optimistic because many an outing with Danny has started this way. Feeling great, just seeming like a walk in the park, and ends with bushwhacks that never end.
Christof just talked about bushwhacking, so it's only appropriate that now we're going to jump off of the PCT and do some bushwhacking. We've hit a wall of impenetrable bush, and we're thinking we might go back down to that trail because this is some really steep, thick bush. And we're probably only going to be making 500 feet an hour if we try to go through it. So our plan now is to retreat, because I think we've been beaten, down to the trail and try and go the long way around this bushwhack. I don't want to deal with this crap. This will seriously mentally break me if I have to go through this brush to the tree line.
All right, down we go. On the trail.
Plan A didn't work. Plan B was an even worse, more brutal bushwhack. And Plan C has pushed us so far off of our desired route. I don't even know what to say. I've been saying a lot of curse words in very angry tones for the last 30 minutes. We just keep walking away from this mountain. We were so close to it. We've gone 8.3 miles, and at 4 miles, we were basically at the base of it. It's just we've been blocked by thick brush the entire way around. So now we're faced with a decision. Do we just throw our tent down here because it's convenient and then schwack through these trees up to the summit where we can't even really ski a line longer than 2,000 feet? Do we go back? I don't even think going back is an option. the hand of Bush, the Bush hand, has gently pushed us away from the mountain for the last 4 miles.
I have never seen Danny so upset about how a trip was going. It seemed like our goal just kept getting farther and farther away, but there just was no better option.
This is probably going to be the most amount of ground ever covered for the smallest amount of skiing. We were planning on going 4 miles a day, and we've gone 10. Every plan that we had was foiled by thick brush. So now we're at plan C on the south side of the mountain where there's almost no snow. I have a headache, and it's from dehydration and rage. I had a lot of rageahol the last 2 or 3 miles. Couldn't see the mountain. The trail felt like it went on and on forever, but it feels good to be at camp below the peak. We set up our tents, we've got the stove going, we're cooking some dinner. Hopefully after I eat, I'll feel a lot better and less angry.
All right, it's 4:20 somewhere, and the sun's already coming up, and the birds are already chirping. Comfort rating on this sleeping bag is somewhere in the 50s, even though its temperature rating is 30 degrees. Very cold last night. Plus, I didn't remember until I got into my sleeping bag that the zipper on this sleeping bag is actually broken. So it was drafty, to say the least. Today, hopefully, will be easy. We're going to eat breakfast, throw on our backpacks with our skis, go up, ski a tiny sliver of snow, then pack up all our camping gear and head back down to the car. So should be about 22 miles of hiking for about 500 yards of skiing. It's a great return on investment. But yesterday we kept getting pushed off course, and now we settled here at the garbage heap, trying to keep a positive attitude, as you can tell, and a regular ray of sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, I think the sun's going to be coming up pretty soon.
I woke up, had some good breakfast, I was feeling energized, and it became quickly clear that yesterday's little stroll in the park was nothing like what awaited us today. I wish I would have documented earlier the running stream of sweat that just poured off my chin for about 2,000 vertical feet at the beginning of this climb.
Christof and I made it to the saddle where we're ditching our skis, and we put on our boots and crampons, and from here on out it's going to be some steep, icy walking around this point to the north side and then up to the summit. Christof looks amazing in his clothes. If Christof is good at anything, it's picking his outfits. So when we come back, we're going to hopefully ski this as far down as we can, but for now we've got a really steep traverse. things are taking a turn for the worst because I dropped my GoPro and watched it tumble down the icy slopes into the abyss. I'm super bummed out about that. Now I have to tell the wife I lost it, which is the scariest part of the whole experience.
I'm glad we stuck out the disappointments and made the summit.
And it was a challenging peak, right?
Yes.
A ton of everything. Hard ice, soft snow, steep inclines, loose rock. A lot of work to make this last 200 feet possible. Back to the skis. I am so glad those traverses are over. They are incredibly awkward. So now we're just gonna ski down to camp and then pack up and go down to the car. I might actually stay here and come back up and try and find my GoPro tomorrow.
Skiing was phenomenal, at least the skiing we got to do. The buttery, soft, not too slushy that you always dream about, but when you find it at a ski resort, it's just covered in moguls. Things are looking up. We're gonna get back to camp, break down, and take our nice leisurely stroll on the Pacific Crest Trail back to the parking lot.
Christof and I just finished skiing, hiking, climbing Mount Jefferson, and it was not what we expected. We left this parking lot, boys, and we returned almost men.
Mount Jefferson, I guess I can cross that off the bucket list. I don't think it ever would have even been on my bucket list, but somehow it ended up on Danny's radar. Would I do it again? Maybe not, but not because it wasn't cool enough, but only because there's other things that can be done.
I'm thinking that tomorrow I might actually go up and try to find my GoPro. Worth a shot. There's a lot of half-decent footage on that GoPro that I need the world to see. Wish me luck. I gotta go about 3/4 of the way up that mountain to get where I think my GoPro is laying in rest. Started up this drainage that my GoPro fell into. My GoPro was attached to a selfie stick, so they broke apart as they started to tumble, but I feel like if I can find one, hopefully I can find the other. It wouldn't be too hard to find this GoPro since it's lost on a giant mountain and is the size, shape, and color of like 90% of these rocks up here. Should be pretty easy. Clouds are moving in. Visibility is dropping. I think the mountain wants this GoPro more than I do. So, you win, mountain.